Hey, it's Wisconsin Landman today, and I'm back with another property tour. I got my friend Greg here. We're going to look at the Dunn County 100. This is a fantastic property located outside the town of Prairie Farm. A beautiful 2,500 square foot home, and just a lot of land that you could do a lot with. So come along for the tour, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. Here is about maybe 11 acres of tillable land. And then on the other side of that are pines, red pines, that are in the MFL program, and this is about I think it's 25 acres total between that and that. So they'll thin that. You will go, as I said, it's in the MFL program. So you'll go find a logger, and he'll come in, he'll mark it, and then they'll manage it for you, and they'll manage it for timber value. Okay. So it can really bring you a nice, a really nice return on your investment. It's a good program, I think, and it's not open hunting, so.
Right.
So why don't we go take a look at the house, and then we'll walk around the property and we'll look at that.
Sounds good.
Sound good? So the house is built in 2001, and it's about 2,500 square feet. The siding doesn't look too terrible bad. The deck is cedar, hadn't been stained.
Right.
Lucy's having fun.
What direction is the house facing?
It's facing south.
Okay.
Typically, I don't do a lot of house sales, but every now and then there's a nice house
Sure.
on a property, such as this.
So it was built in 2001?
Built in 2001. I noticed the deck over here was gone. You saw that, okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good sized kitchen. Pretty good looking house though, actually. So everything that you see, nice wood burning stove. The barn isn't insulated, but hard, floors of concrete. And then, as I said, this tractor, Ford 3600, I think it's a 48 horsepower. 3-point hitch.
What's the horsepower?
48 horsepower, I think. I looked it up online. It was about $7,600 on the high end, and probably $6,000 on the low end. Mm-hmm. So the sprayer, she says, has never been used. The Troy built's a couple of years old.
What's never been used?
Never been used, the sprayer, yeah.
Troy built's a couple years old.
Couple years old. So the pond, they said, was dug out because of they did some mining here at one point.
Okay.
Some gravel pit mining, yeah.
Okay. Be a little rocky, huh?
But the soil over by the field, which we'll show you, actually doesn't look too bad.
When you said 2 ponds, did you mean this other?
There's another one on the other side of the tree line over there.
Oh. She hunt?
She's more my land lab, famous land lab. Come on, buddy. So when I come out to properties and I see stuff like this, that's opportunity right there, because while it doesn't look very good to the average buyer, it's a little bit of work, but it brings down the value. It's a visual eyesore, but this could easily be cleaned up with a day's worth of work, a little burn, and then create a nice food plot down here on the edge of your property. There's a big chunk of woods over here, and that's the opportunity. You gotta look for stuff like this. A little bit of sweat equity equals money. The timber here doesn't have much value for lumber, right?
Right.
But this is habitat, and usually the worst habitat is the best habitat for the whitetail. So here's one of the hazards of the job. There's a bear den right there, and there's a bear in there right now. Lucy, do you smell that? I would think they're out though. They should be out moving around.
Yeah.
But he's in there sleeping right now.
Raging right now, isn't it?
I hear some grouse drumming. So there's some cool history about this right here. So down in the corner, and we're gonna go to it. The story is that there's a last battle between the Chippewa Indians and the Ojibwe. And the Chippewa Indians were camped, a band of them were camped on the river here. And they were trading with the settlers out of Prairie Farm. And they went in to trade, and as they were coming back out, they had an encampment. They were jumped by a bunch of Sioux Indians.
Yeah.
And they had a battle. And the story is that the chief and a son went up the river, and they captured them on an island and scalped them and hacked them into pieces.
Jeez.
They buried somehow, I don't know how the pieces got, but somehow a settler found the pieces, and he buried them on this property down the corner. I'm gonna show you where.
Wow.
And I've read it in writing, and I've talked to some of the locals, and they all kind of say the same story. And if you look it up on the internet, you could find Ridgeland, the last battle is what you find it under.
Yeah,
so,
I saw it.
Yeah. Pretty cool story. She's after it.
Jeez.
Come on, buddy. So, obviously you can see the deer are already wanting to come through here.
Yeah.
So I would turn this into a little food plot, very secluded. They're gonna follow this berm, and they're gonna go out to the tillable land, but this would be really easy to clean out with a chainsaw.
Sure.
And put some clover down here. Good soil. Definitely an equity gainer. So I turn this over here into a food plot because they're not tillable, or I'd convert it back to tillable and then add it to this part here. And you get about $1,000 a year in rent. But definitely could add some more tillable. That's another equity gainer there.
You planted soybeans in here?
Soybean corn rotation, yep. This is a sandy loam. It's got some organic material in it. You know, obviously we've been doing corn and soybeans. So personally, I like to see a lot of habitat diversity. I want to see edge. I want to see chunks of habitat, small little biomes. You know, not all ag, not all wetland, not all woods, because the edge is where the deer are.
Right.
That's what they like. And you could come down here, you could really easily tip over some of these trees, some of the low quality ones like this, little ash. You know, these are just elms and ash. They're not any value. Thicken this up, make it into habitat.
There must have been a trail coming through here.
Yeah, ATV trail of some sort. Like I said, from a deer manager's habitat standpoint, you could turn this all into maybe grass habitat. Maybe keep an area back there, put it in some brassicas of corn or something, you know, maybe a late winter attraction up against the river bottom. But, you know, the deer, they love the grass habitat. I'd probably convert that other field, that fallow field over there with all the prickly stuff, put that into a food plot and be able to have this as grass habitat for bedding. So these big trees right here are supposedly where the Indians' bodies were found, or at least buried.
Huh.
And they said under a big oak tree, about 30 acres off the road, so right in there. And I guess they've had burial. I guess they've had people coming in here and kind of researching it.
Yeah.
Don't know that they ever found anything in here, but supposedly that's where they're buried.
See the fence line.
Yeah, there's a fence line. So it goes up and it crosses over up top, I think. But this could be a good, area to put food plot in. Nice corner, inside corner.
So what's this fence line where it turns?
Well, there you have it. That's the end of the tour. Good day, buddy. Beautiful day. 100 acres of property, beautiful house, really nice farm, pond, river, tillable ground, thick wooded area. I mean, it literally has everything you're going to want in a property, in a recreational property, perhaps a home. So I hope you enjoyed the tour. We'll be doing more of these in the future. As always, thanks for watching. Come on, Lucy, let's go.